Hey guys, it's Brittany with Scott Leroy Marketing. Today I wanted to go over how to set up a direct mail campaign using a custom design. This campaign would be used for sending postcards to your database or to a targeted area. I've already created my postcard template via the design section of Command, so I'll be going over how to download that design so it's compatible with the direct mail campaign. I will also be showing you how to resize a custom image if you happen to use a third-party platform to create your postcard. Just make sure that your image for both the front of the postcard and the back of the postcard are two separate files, and you'll want to make sure that they're saved as either a JPEG file or a PNG. Either one will work. I will be using the Paint platform to resize those images. If you do not have access to the Paint platform, as long as you have access to a picture editing system that will allow you to adjust the pixels, you'll be able to tweak that so it will be compatible with the direct mail campaign. But I'll be using Paint today. Everything else will be done through the Command platform. So to start, I am logged into Command. And I'm just going to start by clicking on my designs icon so we can get our design downloaded. Once designs loads, if you guys are not seeing your design first, I happen to have set mine up recently, so it's the first thing populating. You can always go ahead and click on print, and that's going to pull up all of the print designs that you've created. So in other words, if you maybe created this previously, or it's just been something that you created a little while ago, you do have access to still locate that. Once you've located your design, we're just going to go ahead and click on that to get it opened. And this does usually take a second to load. If you have any trouble with your design loading, try using the Firefox browser. I'm currently using Firefox. We've noticed that it tends to be the best browser when working on the designs platform. So if you guys have any trouble getting this downloaded or accessing that design, try logging in on the Firefox browser. The first thing you'll notice once your postcard has loaded, you're going to see that there are two separate pages. We have our front of the postcard and we have the back of the postcard. We will want to make sure that both of these are downloaded as separate files in order for the campaign to actually accept them. We can't download them as one file. So I'm going to start by downloading the front of my postcard, and I'm just going to go ahead and select download on the top right-hand corner. Once you click on that, you're going to see that you have three tabs. So we have the JPEG, PNG, and PDF. You can download these as JPEG and PNG. However, you will have to manually size them, which we will be going over. So if you are looking to do a custom postcard that is 6 by 9 inches or 6 by 11 inches, you can download this as a JPEG or a PNG with high resolution. I'm going to be doing the PDF option just to show you guys how to do the standard PDF. This will automatically size to be 4 by 6, which is the standard postcard. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Get PDF. Once you guys have that selected, you're going to see that you have a couple of options. The first one being we want to make sure that we're selecting our current page. In other words, we want to make sure that we're downloading these as two separate files. Underneath that, we have our quality. You want to make sure that you have standard web quality selected. If you select high resolution print quality, the Command platform will actually reject it when you go to add that to the campaign. It's going to be too high of a resolution. So you want to make sure that you do have standard web quality selected. Underneath that, we have Publish Settings. And we're just going to go ahead and select Manual Bleed. So just to recap, we are on PDF. I have current page, standard web quality, and manual bleed. And then I'm just going to go ahead and select or click Start Download. And this usually takes a second, and I should get a pop-up that will just let me know it's downloaded. Perfect. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click on Save File, and then OK. And now the front of my postcard has been downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for the back of my postcard. And once I have that selected, I'll do the exact same thing and click on Download. And my settings should still all be there. Current page, standard web quality, and manual bleed. So now all I have to do is click on Start Download. And then once I get my pop-up, perfect. I'll click on Save File once more, and then OK. From here, now that I have that downloaded, I can click on Done in the top right-hand corner, and this is just going to bring us back to command. Once we're back in the command platform, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the campaigns icon so we can get the campaign set up. This is also going to give us the sizing that we are going to need for that custom image as well. And this does usually take a second to populate. Don't panic. Once this section comes up, we're just going to go ahead and click on Create a new campaign in the top right-hand corner. And then you'll see here, you do have a couple of options. We're going to go ahead and select our direct mail campaign. Once I clicked on the direct mail campaign, it's going to pull up some of the specifics that we can set up for that campaign, starting with a title. Depending on what your postcard is going to be promoting or what it's geared around, you will want to make sure that you specify that in the title, more so for when you come back into command to check the stats, check to make sure it's mailed, confirm that you already sent one out for that specific address, whatever it may be. It's just going to help you keep everything organized, especially if you're sending out more than one postcard. So I'm just going to go ahead and label this one test. And then I'll put the address that I used. And then for this one, for my goal, I'm actually going to be using it to advertise a listing. So I'm going to be selecting that as my option. Depending on what you were looking to set up, you can select whichever option applies to your postcard. Underneath that, we have default template provided or upload a custom template. We are going to be using a custom template for today. However, if you are going to be using the default template provided, that's actually going to allow you to type in your information directly into the campaign. So you will not need to have a postcard created already. So if you created a custom postcard with graphics and things like that, you will want to make sure that you click on Upload a Custom Template. The process is pretty similar. However, there are some differences. And then we're just going to go ahead and click on Setup Campaign. Once this pops up, you will want to notate the sizing. You'll see here we have compact 4x6. That's what our PDF that we downloaded will automatically auto adjust to. So you guys won't have to do anything to adjust that. If you were looking to either do the 6x9 or the 6x11, or you just have a custom image and you want to make sure that you're resizing it to one of these are where your dimensions are going to come from. So you can either copy and paste these, jot them down, but make sure you're notating whichever size you're looking to resize your image to, because we're about to pull up the paint platform. So you want to make sure you jot it down. I'm going to be doing the 6x9 inches just to show you guys what the sizing is going to look like. However, again, just make sure you're writing down whichever sizing you're looking to do. And keep in mind that vertical is the first number, horizontal is the second number. So in other words, if you're doing the 6 inches by 9 inches, when you go to adjust that sizing, 1875 pixels, that's going to be your vertical number. And then your horizontal number is going to be 2775. And once you guys have that, I'm just going to go ahead and pull up Paint. And then I'm just going to go ahead and open my postcard in my Paint platform. Go into File, Open, and it should be perfect. And I'm going to start with the front of my postcard. And you'll see my full postcards right here. I had downloaded this one previously, so if you guys have an image saved on your computer, maybe you used a third-party platform, maybe you used Paint or whatever it may be, or if you're just looking to do that different size postcard, once you guys have it opened up in an editor or Paint, whatever platform you're opting to use, you're just going to want to make sure that you locate where the resize is. So for Paint, it's right on the top. We're just going to go ahead and click on Resize. And then this will be pretty standard. You'll have either an option to do it as percentage or by pixels. We're going to click on pixels, and we're actually going to uncheck maintain aspect ratio because we need these numbers to be exact. So for my horizontal, it's already set to be the we want this to be 2775 for the 6 by 9. And then for my vertical number, it's 1875. And you guys would be plugging in whichever numbers you want. If you're resizing for 4 by 6, just as a reminder, I have this written down. It is going to be 1275 as your bottom number. And then it's going to be 1875 for your top number if you guys are doing 4 by 6. If you're doing 6 by 9 inches, it's going to be the 2775 and then 1875. And then if you're doing the large 6 by 11, you would want to make sure that you have the 3375 in horizontal and 1875. It would actually remain the same for vertical. And once you guys have that updated, we're just going to click on OK. And then you'll notice it did change a little bit. I'll zoom out a little bit just so you guys can see the whole thing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and save right over my original file. And you guys can save this as a new one. However, I would recommend renaming it just so you know whether it's the front or the back of the file. And then I'm just going to open up my other image. We'll do the back of the postcard now. Do open. And then desktop. And then I'll just locate the back of my postcard, open that one. We're going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to resize this again. And I'm going to click on my pixels option. I'm going to uncheck my maintain aspect ratio. And I'm just going to plug in the numbers that I need for that 6 by 9 inch postcard. 2775, 1875. And once you guys have plugged in the same numbers that you just used, so again, 4 by 6 would have their own. These are the numbers for 6 by 9, and then 6 by 11 would vary as well. And then we're just going to go ahead and click on OK. You'll notice it changes a little bit. We'll zoom out again a little. And then I'm just going to save right over my original file. And now I can X out of Paint. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the PDF option first. That way I can just show you guys what it will look like. And then I'll actually back up and then add in the images just so you guys can see exactly what it will look like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Browse Files. My PDFs are saved as, I'm going to do this one. I would usually recommend renaming them. However, I know that I downloaded the front of my postcard first, so I know that should be the front. Perfect. And now that my front of my postcard has been added, I'm just going to click on the back tab and do the exact same thing with my back of my postcard. And you'll see here, it just auto adjusts for you. And it automatically auto adjusts as the 4x6 inches. So if you guys are going forward with the 4x6, you'll just click on continue. I'm going to upload the images just to show you guys again how to make sure that those are added. So I'm just going to trash both of those really quick. And I'll open up, click on browse files again. And now I'm just going to select the front image, the one that I custom sized to be the 6x9 inch postcard. And you'll see it is smart enough to see that, and it will put a little check mark next to it for you. And then the back of my postcard, do the same thing. We're good to go. So no matter how you guys added it, you should be at this point where one of these options has a check mark, and we're just going to go ahead and click on continue. If you did do the PDF and you have that gray outline, you're completely fine. It's just letting you know that it is a PDF. It will not show on the actual postcard. It's just essentially outlining it. That's just what the PDF file looks like. But your actual postcard will look the exact same as if you were to have downloaded it as an image. It just auto adjusts to that 4x6 inches. So once we have that set up, we already have our name and goal built in. We did that when setting up the original postcard. Underneath that, we're going to add in our market center information, starting with our DBA logo. I'm just going to use the regular Keller Williams logo, which I should have saved on my computer. If you haven't saved your office logo, don't worry. You can always download it or grab it from another part of your platform. I'm just going to use the square KW logo. You do want to make sure that it is cropped to be a square. So if you are using your office logo, those are generally rectangular logos. You will want to make sure that you have that in a square format. Then we're just going to use our market center name. I'm going to use Lori's market center name. So Keller Williams Sunset Corridor. And then we're just going to plug in our street address for our market center. And again, I'm just using her market center. Sweet. And once you have your market center address added, we're just going to go ahead and click on verify address. And then you guys should get this little pop-up. Just make sure that you have something with a bubble and that it looks correct. And I'll just click on confirm. Then it will bump me down to targeting. I'll click on that. For targeting, you guys do have two options. You can either target locally or you can target your database. I'm going to show you guys how to target your database just so you can see how you would do it. However, we are going to go forward with local targeting so I can actually show you what that looks like. But if you are looking to target your database, you would just select that bubble and then click on add contacts. And then it will pull up any contacts that are essentially available to be used for this campaign. In order for a contact to qualify for a direct mailer campaign, they would need to have a mailing address on file. If they do not have mailing addresses on file, they wouldn't qualify. So just keep that in mind. Another recommendation is to make sure, if you are going to be doing this for your database, to make sure that your contacts are already tagged as such, whether you're tagging them as the specific postcard or you just tag them as mailer, whatever it may be, because you'll notice in the top right-hand corner, you can mass select your contacts based on the tag. That's going to make it so much easier to locate them if you've already tagged those contacts accordingly. And then you can just go ahead and select whichever tag you're looking to add to, and then it will pull up everybody who does qualify. Lori does not have anybody in her database with a mailing address on file, so none of her contacts are going to qualify. So you do want to make sure that that information is added in there. And then you would just click on add to campaign once you've selected all of your contacts that you're looking to target. I'm going to click on cancel to get out of that. And then I'm just going to go back to local targeting. Local targeting is a great tool if you are not looking to target your database, if you're looking to obtain leads with this postcard. This is going to allow you to essentially add in an address that you're looking to target around. And I'm just going to type in the address where this listing is at. That way we can target the local neighborhood so they can see that this house is for sale. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this address in. If you guys are not doing a address postcard, you will still need to add in an address because it's specifically asking you where you're looking to target. So if you're looking to target around your property, you would type in your property address. If you're looking to target around maybe an open house that you're doing, or maybe around your office, you're telling people that you're a new real estate agent, whatever it may be, that's the address that you will use. The address that we're typing in under targeting is for exactly that. It's going to allow you to target around that address. So just keep that in mind if you're not actually targeting a listing. Save this. And then state, we'll get all of our information added. City. And once you guys have your target address added, we're just going to click on save. And then you'll see our budget. It gives you a standard budget. The size that we chose, this one happens to be 79 cents. You can also do first class. And then postcard quantity is 200. You can adjust this on the next screen, so don't panic. But I'm just going to go ahead and click on save. And then I'm going to continue on to targeting. If you are in a situation where you are not able to move forward right now, you can save this as a draft and come back to this exact screen later. So if you're unsure how many postcards you're going to need, if you're unsure the targeting, if you need to adjust your label, or if you're looking to maybe organize your database before going further, click save as draft, and then you can come back to this tip video later on and finish from here. So just as a heads up, you can come back to this exact page. I'm going to go ahead and click on configure targeting. That way we can get that set up. And then, are you sure you want to create this campaign? Yes. And this does usually take a second. The actual direct mail postcards are going to be through Real Mailers, which is a third-party platform. They're the ones who are actually going to do the printing. They're going to be the ones who do the distribution for you. So just keep that in mind. So that's what it's actually redirecting us to. So it does usually take a second. Once this page pops up, it's locating my targeting address right here. You'll see that's where my red bubble is. That's the target address that I had typed in. It has it populating right here as well. And then you'll notice on the left-hand side, we have all of our targeting options, starting with number of houses we want to target. Do you want to target 200? Do you want to target 500? However many you're looking to target, it will actually allow you to type that number in here. If you're only looking to do 50, you can even type that in. It's completely up to you how many houses you're looking to target. For this, I'm going to type in 250 just so I can get a better idea of the area. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All of these blue dots are houses that we are currently targeting based on what we have set up. You guys can actually narrow down this criteria as specific or as general as you want. So from here, we have all single family, multifamily, if you're looking to target maybe only single families, or if you're looking to target only multifamilies, it's going to pull your reach out a little bit further because now it's looking for 250 multifamilies. I'm going to do it as all for this one, but just so you guys know, you can click around just so you can get a better feel as well. Bedrooms, if you're looking for maybe houses that are 4 or 5 bedrooms, you're looking for people who maybe want to downsize or they need something a little bit larger, whatever it may be. 3 to 5 bedrooms, you can do it by square footage. That square footage of that house, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but maybe we'll do something up to, there we go. We'll do that. You guys can adjust this as specific or as general as you guys want. So I have 0 to 2,229 square feet. Year built, if maybe it's new construction, Maybe you want to target other people who are living in new construction. If it's a historic home, maybe you want to target people who are also living in maybe an older home, whatever it may be. You guys can drag and drop this however you see fit. And then last sold for, we'll pull that down for up to 560, which pretty much keeps it the same. But if you, for example, maybe you have a luxury listing and you're looking to target homes that are maybe also luxury listings, you can actually drag this up and target homes that are in between 600,000 to 3 to 2 million. And as you can see, this area does not have properties in that price range. So you do want to make sure that you're still targeting people. So I'm going to drag that out just so we have our people all selected. And then here you'll see that you have standard mail or first class. If you did the 4x6, usually it only allows you to do first class. However, if you are having an option for standard or first class, you can toggle back and forth and you'll see that price difference change. You can also send a copy to your company address. All that means is that one of these postcards is just going to be sent to your market center address on file. That way you can see specifically what it looks like as well, which is kind of cool. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and click on next. And then this page is going to take a second to generate. It's actually going to pull up your front preview and your back preview of the card. It's going to give you the full price of everything. It's breaking down the same day processing, USPS distribution, estimated delivery, and then it allows you to put your email and your card number in here, as well as expiration date and the security code on the back of your card. I'm not going to be going through that process specifically. However, if you guys are moving forward with adding that information in, I'll give you guys a second. You will see your previews are populating right here. All of your postage information is showing up perfectly on the card. Make sure it's not cutting anything off. So if you guys did do the 4x6, make sure that your postcard is allowing all of this to populate correctly. If any of this is blurred out or if any of it is over an image and it's illegible, make sure that you're correcting that before proceeding with purchasing your actual postcards. You can also go ahead and click on View Larger, and it will just allow you to see the exact specifics of your postcards as well. But once you guys have gone ahead and added in all of that information, I do have the actual mailer article from KW Answers pulled up, which I will hyperlink underneath this tip video if you guys want to take a look at this as well. It goes through the exact step-by-step that we just went through as well, but it also takes it one step further to show you guys what it will look like once it's mailed. Once you've actually gone through and added in your credit card information, you're going to see that it will populate. Rather than draft, it's going to show up as purple and say mailed. It does usually take a day or two for that to actually populate. Keep in mind, this is going through Real Mailers, which is a third-party platform. So it does usually take a couple of days, so don't panic. And if you guys have any questions, any adjustments, or anything that needs to be done, you would need to reach out to them directly. You can also reach out to Keller Williams International via the chat, and they can actually take a look at anything that you guys may have purchased through this platform. So just keep that in mind. But once you guys have gone through all of that, this will automatically update on your campaign section. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on back so I can show you. So you'll see right now mine is still set up as draft because I did not enter a credit card number. But you'll notice once you actually add that in, that you'll see this will bump up to number 1. And then your draft status will soon change to a purple with it says mailed in white. So just keep that in mind, but that is how you guys can set up a custom direct mailer. And if you guys have any questions or if something didn't look the way ours did, just let us know.